Hello, I'm Chuck Long, and on this edition of the Entertainment Outlook, it is time for our annual preview of the Nashville Rep's upcoming season, and it's an amazing lineup. The Rep has put a lot of thought into how one play fits with and complements another to become a cohesive season-long experience. Here with all the details, one of our very favorites, Artistic Director Ren Copeland. Great to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you, too.
Always look forward to you coming here, and it's amazing how fast the year goes every time.
That's a little depressing, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you. All right,
not that I'm not happy to see you again.
But it just goes so fast. Yeah. So tell me, let's look back just a little bit at last season. A terrific season last season. Tell me about one of the highlights. I mean, I would assume Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's kind of like asking me to choose my favorite child, but I would have to say that Raisin in the Sun was a huge highlight for us last season. Eddie George was amazing in that role, and just artistically, we coalesced around a beautiful play in a way that I'll treasure that for a long time. The experience we had with that play, it was really pretty cool.
And I know a lot of people were talking about it. So it's nice when you get a play that really
made a
creates
huge impact on our audiences. It was really lovely.
Excellent. I mentioned at the top of this segment that this kind of has a cohesive thread to the upcoming season. Is that something that you consciously try to do, or did it just kind of happen organically this year?
I confess that I don't really start with that in mind. Anybody who's in the arts, you're sort of responding to things that inspire you and things that you think are problems that need to be addressed or whatever. And so as the slate starts to narrow down from a medium-sized list to a short list to the shortest list of all, it often turns out I'm really interested in a certain thing that the season seems to highlight, but I don't start with that idea and choose shows around it. I just kind of wait to see how it reveals itself in the shows that I'm attracted to. So this year, I mean, if you looked at our season, you would see, oh, clearly I'm interested in some very interesting conversations around sometimes difficult topics, but always in the context of a really good story. I mean, I'm really, really drawn to excellent storytelling. So more than one of our plays will make you think in ways that you might not have thought before this year.
I can only imagine. I can hardly wait for this. It's a really terrific lineup. Let's start with the first one here in September, Sense and Sensibility.
I know. Who's not a Jane Austen fan?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a piece that I love mainly because I'm a Jane Austen fan, and I love the way the adapter, the woman who's adapted this script, has taken that novel and she absolutely treats it with respect and love, and yet she sort of couched it in this really theatrical way of presenting it that's hilarious, and it helps highlight the humor that Jane Austen has in her books. And so I've got 10 actors, an ensemble of 10 actors playing all the roles, and it's a lovely combination of sort of a classic, but it has this really fresh contemporary feel to it because the tools that we use to tell the story are all innovative and fresh.
We are looking forward to that. Want to make sure that people know about these dates too. There it is on your screen. Preview September 7th and 8th, and then the run starts officially September 9th through the 23rd. That is Sense and Sensibility kicking off the season. And then we come to Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, Bloody Bloody. A lot of people, this play it's a musical. It's a political satire. It is actually not history. It actually, like all satires, takes a historical figure and sort of has a point of view about it that we want to look at. And what this play really does, what this musical really does, is it forces you to have a lot of fun. The music is great, but it's kind of about what our relationship is to our politicians. I think this is a really good time to have this conversation.
I think you're right.
For lots of reasons. And so, of course, Andrew Jackson is the president that this story is about, hence the title. And he's sort of played as, kind of a whiny, emo teenager at first who just wants to be popular. And it sort of rolls into his whole career. But what we find, of course, is that being a popular politician doesn't necessarily mean it's easy to govern. And so it satirizes that whole relationship that we have with the politicians that we put into place because we love them. But then when they get there and they don't do what we want, we may have a different opinion about that, So it crosses party lines. It really is about that sort of bigger picture of, in America, what are we thinking when we're relating to our politicians? How does it affect us, and what kind of choices do we make? And it's a really interesting conversation.
This is on my list of a play that I've wanted to see for a long, long time, so I'm very excited about this. Dates up there, October 12th through the 13th are the preview dates on Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, and then the run October 14th through November 4th. I've got about 2 minutes left. Want to make sure that we get all these in. Christmas Story, this is your annual tradition.
Yeah, I feel like it's a gift that we get, and then that we get to give to Nashville. We have families that come every year, and it's become a part of their tradition for the holidays, and I just love that. So we're bringing it back again.
You got to make plans for this one, because this is another one of those that sells out. I tell you, it is just so funny. I just love, I mean, I've seen this and I get the warm fuzzies every time, you know, and a few laughs at the same time that you see this. Preview November 24th, and then the run November 25th through the 22nd of December. A Christmas Story, a classic. All right. Really excited about this next one, Smart People.
Yeah, Smart People by Lydia Diamond. She's a brilliant African-American playwright, and this play's got 4 racially diverse characters, and basically it's a comedy in the way that contemporary comedies can also be sort of edgy and ask important questions. And what this one talks about is, how do we talk about race amongst ourselves? What is that conversation like? Even if you feel like you're actually living a very racially diverse existence, how do we talk about race with each other? So Smart People trying to figure out how to talk about race.
Oh, wow. Okay, and think about past events that have been, you know, very recent events. So this is just going to be a big conversation starter. Put that on your calendar. Smart People previews February 8th through 9th. The run is February 10th through the 24th. Inherit the Wind. What a classic.
I know. Well, the cool thing about this classic is, of course, it's based on a historical event that really happened in Tennessee. So it's sort of our story to tell in a way. And the idea that it pits 2 titans of the law together in a courtroom drama. I mean, who doesn't love a courtroom drama?
Seriously.
It's awesome.
And this is a classic.
It's really, really exciting. And I think the questions around what does science mean to us today, and how do we harmonize that with our religious beliefs, is a very important question this play talks about.
I just recently saw the movie with Spencer Tracy, and even some of the conversations they have about religion and sitting there talking about politics and how you think you agree. This is going to be another conversation starter. So I want to make sure you get the dates on that. March 22nd, 23rd previews, and then the run March 24th through April 21st. Final 30 seconds, Ingram New Works just keeps picking up momentum.
It does. It's become more and more central to what we think is important. We really are enthralled by the ability to help new plays get born into this world, and the festival is the place where we show that off. You should come.
Okay, I will be there. Can hardly wait for this. Again, you guys do stellar work, and it's always great to see you, Renee.
Appreciate that.
All right. Okay, well, thanks as always, and it's going to be a season to remember, so for ticket info, NashvilleRep.org. Stay tuned. Out and About Today continues after this short break.